In this video, I'm going to be breaking down the basic beginner strategy that I used to advertise my first self-published book on Amazon KDP. If you're new to the channel, I'm Taylor the Ecom RN. I started self-publishing books on Amazon KDP as well as selling information-based products on Amazon FBA in 2023. I went on to make enough money to leave shift work behind, and I want to show you how I did it. This video is in response to a question I received in the comments for one of my previous videos, so if there's something that you would like to learn, feel free to leave a comment and I'll try to make a video just for you. All right, so advertising for Amazon KDP. This is just going to be a brief intro to advertising. There's tons of stuff to say about advertising, even just as narrow as speaking about advertising on Amazon's platform itself. And this video won't cover everything. This video will just detail what I did when I first started using ads and how I launched my first ad campaigns for my first books. So before we dive into my ad account, I do want you to know a couple things. In order to make an educated decision about how much to spend on your ads, and in order to determine how your ads are performing, you're going to need to know your book's profit margin. So after you've published your book, you should know exactly how much royalties you're collecting per sale, and you need to divide that by the sales price of the book to get your margin. So for instance, if you sell a book for $10 and every time you sell that book, you make at the end of the day, after Amazon takes their share of the royalties and after you pay Amazon for the cost of printing the book, let's say you make $3 per sale on that book. That means you would have a 30% margin on that book. You need to know your profit margin because that's the only way to know if you're running profitable ads. So one metric that we're going to be looking at is called ACoS. That means advertising cost of sales. In short, to make it very simple, if you spend $100 on ads and those ads generate $200 in sales revenue, your ACoS is 50%. Keep in mind, this is talking about sales revenue. This isn't 50% of your profit margin. This is 50% of your actual revenue. So that's important because if your book has a 30% margin and you're running ads at an ACoS of 50%, you're actually losing money every time someone purchases through that ad. I hope that makes sense. That's about as simple and clean cut as I can make it for this video. Just know that if you want to run a profitable ad, the ACoS needs to be lower than your profit margin. This can get way more complicated. People will talk about TACoS or total advertising cost of sale. And there are other ways to talk about this at higher levels where it does make sense to actually lose money on a particular ad because you know in the long run, either you convert that customer for more purchases down the line, in which case you increase the lifetime value of that customer, and the first purchase that they make does not have to necessarily be profitable in order for them to still be a profitable customer in the long run. Or you could factor in how much exposure your product is getting because people are buying it. Even if those ad purchases are a net negative, there is a theory that goes that perhaps you've increased your sales velocity enough that you've actually increased the organic traffic that is going to come across your book, and you'll get more organic sales. And so at the end of the day, perhaps you could run a negative ACoS or a negative ad campaign and still make money. But those things are too far out of the scope of this short video. For all intents and purposes, on your first book, I recommend that you keep it simple and you strive for a couple of these strategies. You have your initial strategy where you do just focus on getting your book out there in front of people's eyeballs and increasing its sales velocity. Sales velocity is just the term used for how many units you're selling per month. And the higher your sales velocity, the more sales you're making, the higher your book will rank in the search algorithm, and the more organic sales you will make in the long run. So this initial strategy is not focused so much on profitable ads. It's focused more on getting your book out there in front of people so that they can make purchases, so that your book ranks higher in the organic rank and hopefully will stay there long term. This is just that first kind of boost to get your book going. This initial strategy can vary. I would usually do it for a period of 30 days. That's how long I do an initial strategy for a book launch, is a 30-day trial where I'm just doing an ad and I'm not really making many tweaks to it. I'm just letting the book get out there and I'm collecting data as to which keyword searches are generating profitable ads or which product targets are generating profitable ads. The other strategy is a long-term strategy. And for this strategy, I like to have profitable ads. So in the long term, after that first month, I attempt to tweak and adjust my ad campaigns so that I'm only targeting profitable keyword searches and profitable product targets so that my ACoS is lower than my profit margin, so that every time someone buys from the ad, I still make money. So those are the two strategies that I recommend if you're just starting out. You just focus first on getting your book out there in front of people's eyeballs. You hope to increase the sales velocity so that you improve your organic rank. And then after a month or so, you can switch to a long-term strategy where you begin to edit and tweak that ad campaign so that you're only spending money on profitable keyword search targets and product targets. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's head over to my ad account and I'll show you exactly what I mean. All right, so here's my Amazon KDP advertising account. You'll see here, this is for the previous 30 days. And we're looking at this nursing mnemonics book that I've talked about a lot on this channel. And you'll see some things here that I want to point out. First is the ACoS over here on the right. Over the last 30 days, I had just over a 20% ACoS. That's pretty good. Mostly this is because the last 30 days included all of the holidays, and there's just a lot more buyers looking to purchase your book over the holidays usually, and advertising costs for me typically go down over that time period. So this is a little bit better than average than I do on this book, but I do want to point out that on your ad account, they will tell you this metric, and this is a crucial metric to keep in mind. For context, for this particular book, my profit margin is 31.5%. So at 20%, so on average, I'm still profitable even when somebody purchases via an ad. So what does this actually look like? How does this work? Let's open this up. Okay, so coming to this ad, the first overarching umbrella is the campaign. So for this ad campaign, the type of campaign is a sponsored product campaign, and it's automatically targeted. So this means that I'm paying to have my book shown essentially underneath other products, usually other books, but they could be also other related products that Amazon is automatically generating to test. The next level down is the ad group. So you'll see there's only one ad group here because I keep it real simple. So we'll open up that ad group, and now we can go to targeting, and we're actually going to see what is happening kind of in more detail here, how Amazon is targeting these ads. So there are loose match ads, there's substitutes, and there's complements. There's also close match, but I have that toggled off because it wasn't profitable for me. So I just deselected it and I'm only running these three. But essentially loose match, substitutes, and complements are kind of what they sound like. These are products that are loosely associated with my product. These are products that could be substitutes for my product. And these are products that could be complementary to my product. So whenever a customer is looking at those types of products, my book will be shown underneath as an ad. Okay, for example, I just pulled up this random book here on Amazon, and you can already see there's some ads here. So this is an ad placement for another book. So this person is paying for this ad to be shown here. They'll be charged every time someone clicks on this ad. But if we scroll down, you'll see there's even more ad placements here. Oh, this is actually one of my books being shown here. So all of these books are being advertised, as well as all of these books down here. These would all be product targeting ads. So this person, just like me, is paying to run a campaign so that their book shows up underneath related products. And every time someone clicks this, their ad campaign will be charged for that click, whether or not someone actually buys their book. So jumping back over here, you can see that here are the actual search terms, or in other words, in this case, here are the actual products that Amazon is using to show my book. And you'll see here that people are clicking on my ad when they see this book. my book is showing up underneath and they're clicking on it. I'm going to resort this so that we can see some actual sales here so I can show you more about what I mean. So here's a book, Nursing Mnemonics, 108 Memory Tricks. So people have clicked on my ad, which is showing underneath this book 25 times, which cost me $5.76. It generated 3 orders, or in other words, $48.42 in sales for an ACoS of almost 12%. So that is an instance of a profitable target, okay? In contrast, we have here a keyword search for nurse coloring books for adults. You can see that 38 people clicked on my ad when it was shown for this keyword search, which cost me $14, but only generated 2 orders for $32 for an ACoS of 43%. So this is actually not profitable for me to continue running. So I could go ahead and select this and I could move this to a negative targeting so that my book would no longer be shown for this keyword search and I would not be charged anymore for people clicking and then not buying. So if I do go over to my negative targeting, you can see I've added quite a few things here over the course of this ad campaign. This campaign has probably been running for about a year now. So there are quite a few products and quite a few keywords that I've added to the negative targeting so that my book is no longer shown there because these were targets that were not profitable. However, like I said in the beginning, this is not something that I recommend you do during the first 30 days because during the first 30 days, you just want to collect this data. Under the search terms, you just want to collect as much data as possible so that you can actually make an educated decision as to which keywords or product targets are profitable and which are not. If you don't give the campaign enough time to run, you just don't have enough data to pull from to make an educated decision. If you would like more information on how to actually set up an ad campaign, I did make a video on that. It looks like this, my first PPC campaign strategy. This video was made with products in mind, not books, but the steps are exactly the same. The campaign manager is the same for Amazon FBA as it is for Amazon KDP. So this is a good video if you want to see step-by-step how to actually set up an ad campaign on Amazon. All right, that's it for this video. I hope that was helpful. If it was, please leave a like. If you have a question, please leave a comment. And if you would like one-on-one help publishing your first book on Amazon, I'm currently offering a free consultation call. The link is in the description, and I'll see you in the next one.